What's up, everybody? I'm the Mana Dork. I don't have a catchphrase, but what I do have is our first deck for the Aether Drift era. The new set is here, and one of the sub-themes that it brought for Is that there are a lot of cards in red and blue that give you a bonus or some sort of benefit whenever you discard cards. So that's the space we're exploring today. 4 copies of Greasewrench Goblin, red for a 2/1 Goblin Artificer. It's got an exhaust ability for 2 and a red, where we can discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards, and put a +1/+1 counter on the Goblin. 4 copies of Marauding Mako, red for a 1/1 Shark Pirate. Whenever we discard 1 or more cards, put that many +1/+1 counters on the Mako. He's also got cycling of 2. 4 copies of Scrounging Skyray, 1 in a blue for a 1/2 fish pirate with flying. He's also got the whenever we discard 1 or more cards, put them any +1/+1s on him. He's also got cycling of 2. We've got 3 copies of Fear of Missing Out, 3 Inti, 4 Magmakin Artillerist, 2 in a red for a 1/4 elemental pirate. And he says whenever we discard 1 or more cards, he deals that much damage to each opponent. He's also got cycling for 1 in a red, and whenever we cycle him, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. We've got 2 copies of Kiora the Rising Tide, and 2 copies of Captain Howler Sea Scourge, 2 a blue and a red for a 5/4 legendary shark pirate, who's got ward of 2 mana and 2 life, and whenever we discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 till end of turn for each card discarded this way. And whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, we get to draw a card. So we've got a lot of ways to cycle through our deck to get to threats, get to whatever card we haven't gotten to yet that we need. And along the way, all this discarding is going to fuel all of our guys. We got a little bit of interaction in the form of 4 Into the Flood Maw and 4 Torch the Tower to help deal with whatever blockers the opponent has. Lastly, 2 copies of Chart a Course just for a little card draw, and another way to discard if we need. We can play it pre-combat. Fueling it all, we've got 9 islands, 15 mountains, and that's the deck. All right, I'm going to go find an opponent. That'll give you a chance to find the like and subscribe, and I'll see you over there. No islands, but I think we'll try it. Storm Taster's Talent. Make the Mako. Momentum Breaker, living up to its name. Which one goes? No, I think it's the Inti. We've got them thinking that's a good sign. So we know that the breaker will happen again next turn. So let's make a little guy to account for that. course. We got Makos. So they gotta know where to run. There's that momentum breaker. I take 2, and then max speed goes up. Alright. And that was about the best thing we could draw right there. Get rid of a Flood Maw. Couple triggers and pass it back. Nowhere to run. All right. 4. Exhaust that thing. Discard 2 cards. 2 fresh ones. Makos get big, and we come over for 4. And well, 4 and 4. They give us the nice, so we'll give them the thanks. Keep spamming the nice, so I'm guessing it was sarcastic. All right, we'll discard a card. Triggering both the Makos. Come over with a pair of 5/5s. And they are not happy with the situation. They don't block, so we will cycle. Bring both our Makos up to 6, which is going to give us lethal. Wraps that one up. This looks good. Lead off with the Mako. Cycle this, try and hit that 3rd land. We found it. I got the Tamer. Kiora. Those 2 can go away. And we'll come in for 4. They're thinking. shelter our Kiora. Get that out of here. Pay that ward. Draw 2. Discard 2. And opponent picks it up. This is a keeper. Start off with the Goblin. Messing out, try and get to a land. There's land. No attacks. And they're thinking. I think we're missing out again. Use it to bargain. Deal 3 to that Glissa. Land can go to the bottom. No attacks, because we can't get past that 3/3. So many lands. No attacks. Banner, and that's probably going to do it. So as soon as the opponent gets here, there they are. We'll start with the Mako. I've got Marauding Raceway, which is the 2-mana one. So once they hit max speed, they'll be able to produce 2 mana off that. Attacks. Get rid of the Goblin and hopefully get a land. And it is. Momentum breaker. I think it's the Mako that goes. Skyray. Not a land, but we're getting in for a fair amount of damage. Opponent's at 7. And they want nothing else to do with us. We can try this. Fear of missing out will hopefully get us to our blue source. Or we'll just draw the blue source naturally. So are they on a removal spell here? They're definitely reading the card, but it's a new card. Maybe they don't know what it is yet. We're going to go ahead and trade. And take some mouse damage, but better now than later. Swift Spear number 2. No blocks. Discard that thing. Land is not what we were hoping for. So we hold our ground. They probably have a pump spell, but we can't just stand by at this point. Multiple pump spells. That is going to do it. Nope, we're at 1. But we're at virtually dead. We'll give him the good game. Ooh-wee. That's a 2 Flood Maws and no islands, but everything else looks plausible. We'll run it. All right. They are doing desert things. Get rid of one of these mountains. Get in for 2. Spelunking. Mako. Inti. Yes, we will discard a card. Make him a little bigger. Eroded Canyon and another Spelunking. Discard up to 2 cards. everything. Get rid of you. Extra counter there. Extra counter over there. Opponent goes to 7. Make our land. See if they've got something to clear the path. Clean up our garbage, as it were. We got a lot of nonsense on the field, and our nonsense takes us to victory. Start off with the Mako. Cut down was to be expected. Now we can double Goblin. Alright, that happens. Chart a course. Archfiend, he's big. Drop Captain Shark. No attacks. Captain Howler. We call him by his proper name. We'll take 6. See what we got here. Activate that ability. We're going to go for the Gusto. We're going to dump all, up to 2. Never mind. Dump those 2. Target a creature. That's exactly what we were hoping to find right there. We'll get in for 12. Get a free card. Then we've got another Into the Flood Maw for whatever they drop this turn. Unless it's the bat. Over for 6. Go up to 8. We don't even need to do anything fancy. Just get the blocker out of the way. And we march. That's the deck. Pretty happy with how it ran. We wound up with a 10-6 record. So reasonable showing, but I'm not entirely sure this is the right build. Because there were a lot of other rares that made sense. Some of which I had a chance to try, some of which I haven't. But I could easily see Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel, Artist's Talent, Kaido Cunning Infiltrator, Steam Core Scholar, Brass's Tunnel Grinder, or Monument to Endurance all having a home here. All of them either benefiting us when we discard or giving us another way to discard. But as it stands, the deck works fine. So if you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out and watch me play some games. Feel free to leave a comment if you like what you saw, or if there's anything you'd like to see me do differently. Don't forget to like the subscribe and button the smash, or whatever it is you do to show that you appreciate the video. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.